Number 28. Your order's ready?
Yes, our food is that irresistible. Find out for yourself by visiting one of our locations. Federico's Mexican food. Irresistible.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Aquí les saluda su amiga Dora Cárdenas de su programa Entre. Aquí tenemos conmigo a mi compañera de siempre, Ramona Arias.
Gracias.
Y hoy tenemos un programa súper especial que les va a encantar, un personaje divino. Tenemos con nosotros a Joseph Robb. Welcome. Bienvenido.
Thank you for having me.
Escultor, diseñador de personajes de terror y efectos especiales.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for connecting with us here at Entre. I am here with you today again. My name is Ramona Arias, and then this is my partner, Dora Cárdenas. We are here with a very special show, a special story about our guest, Joseph Robb. He is a sculptor, special effects artist.
Yes.
Welcome. Bienvenido.
Thank you for having me.
Queremos saber cuándo empezó tu pasión por este trabajo.
So one thing we would love to know is, when did your passion start for what you do?
My passion started when I was a little kid. I can remember being a little kid in my room with my color books and crayons. And I remember having a book, and it was how to draw monsters. I've always been into monsters, nothing but monsters. And so it started back then. I mean, I was drawing and sculpting with Play-Doh a little bit and playing with Lincoln logs. I'm always working with my hands and everything. But art always pulled me back to it. And I always was very much into art, even from, I'm going to say, 8 years old.
Wow.
That's when I started. I would draw, Lucky Charms. Eating my cereal in the morning before I go to school, I would draw the Lucky Charms characters while I'm eating my cereal. And so I started as a little kid, and then of course I evolved into where I'm at today. So it started very young.
Amazing. That is
Thank
awesome
you.
to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always been one of them kids that watched, the old black and white King Kong movies.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, I think, was the very first model, the Riddell models back then,
Mm-hmm.
when you used to, get the glue and build the models, airplane and car models and everything. I would get the Hunchback of Notre Dame or the Planet of the Apes, stuff like that, and I would build those.
Mm-hmm.
And I was more into the characters and monsters and building that. I remember doing
amazing.
that. Yeah, that's kind of how it all started right there.
Yeah. So aquí nos está diciendo Rob que a él desde chiquito le interesó mucho, siempre tuvo la pasión del arte. Empezó con unos libros para colorear, siempre tuvo el interés de colorear monstruos, dibujar monstruos, y nos cuenta que quizás, dice, más o menos a la edad de 8 años,
Uh-huh.
le empezó a interesar mucho más, en donde empezó él a construir cosas con sus manos. So de allí vino su pasión. Y siempre le gustaron también películas de antes, cuando salen en blanco y negro. En ese entonces pues teníamos películas como King Kong y Godzilla y otras películas más.
Muy bien, muy interesante. Tu pasión empezó siendo muy niño. Yo quiero que me le digas a toda la juventud allá afuera que tiene una pasión cuando son niños, que les des algún consejo, algo que les puedes decir a esta juventud.
So your passion started when you were really, really young.
Yeah.
And so we'd love to hear, you know, something that you maybe can say to the youth out there, to are out there. What can you tell them? What can they do about their passions?
Don't listen to anybody when they say art is not work, or art, you can never make money doing art, or it's just a hobby. It's not, because look at what I'm doing today. If I could go back to my high school teacher, I've always wanted to go back to my high school teacher and thank that man for turning me on to sculpture, because I used to draw with pencils. And then when I got to high school, my art teacher was teaching the class. And then after he gave the class assignment, he would grab his sculptures and work on his sculptures. And I was fascinated with the sculptures. And we had a game. He had a special formula of clay. And he was always letting me smell it, and I was always trying to guess what it was, because we didn't have this technology back when I was in high school. And so he turned me on to sculpture, and I think I did a gorilla for the first one, and I never drew again. And it was nothing but sculpture, and I wish I could go back to my high school, find my art teacher, and shake his hand, give him a hug, and thank that man for getting me turned on to sculpture, because I'm living the dream. I'm living the American dream right now. I'm doing what I want. I work for myself now. I create whatever I want, and I share that. And when I share that on the social media platforms that we have now, we didn't have back then, but we have those now, which makes it even more important for the youth to chase after what they want to do, because we have so much at our fingertips now to get them where they want to go. So it's very important. So I'm losing my train of thought, but it's very important to follow your dreams and start young and stick at it. And one day you'll live the dream too. The kids will live the dream too. So don't listen to people be negative about your passion in arts, because those are jobs too. There's plenty of jobs out there. You guys are working in media, and that's an art. The camera angles, the lighting, that's all art. And it's very important to, if you're into wardrobe, making dresses, jackets, shoes, hats, jewelry. Jewelry is an art. That's all ties into art. So don't let anybody tell you art is not a job.
Right. That is so
very
amazing
important.
That you were able to share that, because I think you're right. You know, there's a lot of the times art is not seen as it's going to be something stable, but it really is. I mean, we have movies, we have shows, we have
billboards, signs,
soap operas, you know, billboard signs, everything, you know, is that we are surrounded with can be and is art. So voy a empezar a comentarles un poquito de lo que estaba comentando el señor Rob. Él dice, una cosa que le quisiera decir a los jóvenes, a los niños es, no importa la edad, desde que chiquitos estén, sigan su pasión. No escuchen cuando alguna persona sea negativa y que les diga, ¿sabes qué? El arte no es una carrera, o el arte no va a ser un trabajo estable. Dice, no escuchen eso, porque miren dónde estoy yo, todo lo que he estado haciendo. Dice, está viviendo el sueño americano, porque él ha construido su propio estudio aquí donde tiene todo, trabaja de aquí, de su arte, paga sus biles de su arte, está haciendo muchas cosas, unas cosas que también nos va a comentar de proyectos, pero dice, no dejen que nadie los pare con esos comentarios y sigan sus sueños.
Muy bien, perfecto. Bueno, algo que queremos saber es, ¿dónde nació, dónde creció Rob y qué memorias tiene de su niñez?
So, question for you. Well, we would love to know is, where were you born? Where were you raised? You know, what are some of the memories that you can share? You know, where's Rob from? Tell us.
I was born, my dad was a Marine, and I was born on the El Toro Marine Base in Orange County, California. And then I was taken as a young kid in diapers to Phoenix, Arizona, and I've lived in Arizona my whole life. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I've lived here my whole life. went to 2 schools, 1 grade school, 1 high school, and then got out and went to a couple other graphic design schools. I wanted to be a graphic artist because I figured I could get into the commercial end of it and make money, because of what I'm told by people when I was a kid. You can't do that. You need to be a doctor or a welder or blah, 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 blah. And so lost my train of thought again. And that happens a lot.
We all do.
It's all right.
So yeah, I've lived here my whole life. I used to ride my bicycle on the dirt hills when they broke ground for Metro Center. I don't know if any of your audience knows where Metro Center is on Dunlap and the freeway.
Yeah.
That was the
I-70.
edge of town, and I used to ride my bike when they broke ground to build that
That's
mall.
hard to believe that. It was
Yeah.
just
That's how long that's how long I've been here in this valley.
Wow.
Yeah, long time.
amazing.
Yeah.
So nos cuenta el señor Rob que él nació en el condado de Orange County, allá en California, y cuando estaba bien chiquito, dice, yo creo que todavía traía sus pampers bien chiquitos, sus pañales, y lo trajeron para acá a su padre, que fue también de las Marinas, del servicio de las Marinas, y se vinieron para Phoenix, Arizona, y dice, no, dice, yo estaba acá cuando, allí cerca del
Metro Center.
del Metro Center Mall, no existía, era pura tierra, puro terreno, y dice, yo jugaba allí con mis motocicletas, y me divertía. Entonces de ahí es donde viene Rob,
De aquí.
de aquí de Arizona.
Del condado de California, pero es de nosotros de aquí de Arizona.
Yeah.
Bueno, ¿y él que hace tantas esculturas para las películas, cuál es su película favorita de terror?
So, you've created so many different sculptures
Yeah.
of, monsters and just different things. Is there a movie that you have that has at all times been your favorite one, a scary movie, a terror movie that you have that's one of the ones that's like key point to you and what you do?
I'm asked that a lot, and I tell everybody I don't have time to watch TV because I'm always working on my sculptures and stuff. But when I was a kid, I'm going to say Jaws probably scared me to the point to where I'll always remember how scared I was when I walked out of that movie.
Yeah.
I'm King Kong. I'm old fashioned. I love King Kong. Gorillas, so like King Kong, Godzilla. Planet of the Apes was a really big one for me because I was so fascinated at how they did the makeup and how the mouths can move and everything. And I said, one day I'm going to figure out how to do that or make it, So those things like that were some that impacted me the most. The movie Terminator, that's a really good one. I love machines and living things, and I love to combine those two and create a monster that has to live off of a machine and stuff, things like that.
Yeah, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So nos contestó aquí el señor Rob que dice, pues, interesante que me pregunta mucho la gente, me hace esa pregunta. Y dice, pues, como que no tengo tiempo para mirar películas porque las está haciendo. Entonces, como él las hace, dice, pero si me puedo recordar, ¿verdad? Unas películas que sí fueron importantes y le impactaron mucho. Es primeramente, pues, la película que se llama Jaws. Es una película bien antigua de un tiburón grande, ¿verdad? Y dice, me acuerdo que me asustó mucho, pues, ¿verdad? Me dio terror con partes de lo que pasaba en la película. Y después también otra película fue la de King Kong y con Godzilla y Planet of the Apes, Planeta de los ¿qué son? Pues son
Hunchback
apes.
of Notre Dame.
Ajá, ¿cómo se dice? Hunchback of Notre Dame, la película del monito de Notre Dame.
Sí, el que tiene la joroba.
Que tiene
la película
el
jorobado.
jorobado, ajá.
Terminator.
Y el Terminator, ¿verdad? Y dice, algo que me ha interesado mucho es mirar que hay máquinas, ¿verdad? Los robots en las películas y luego también el humano, el ser humano. Entonces, cómo combinar esas dos, dice, es algo que siempre le ha fascinado.
Muy bien. A mí también me gustaría saber que nos mostrara alguna de sus artes, se lo voy a pasar y que nos explique cómo los hace, qué usa.
Sí, muy bien. So,
let's get to some monsters, huh?
Let's get some hands-on.
Yes.
We'd love to see, talk to us about what you've created.
Okay.
What are they made of? Like, what's the process like? Just, how is that?
Well, this here is an alien, of course, and it started off as a wet clay sculpture again. So there's the sculpture artist that kind of has to come first, you know. And then, you know, I learned how to make molds, and then I learned how to cast with latex and stuff like that. But after studying all of the big Hollywood people in California, they were using stuff, silicone that this is made of. So I decided I had to figure out how to work with silicone, which is this. And so I would go to the supply house and ask them questions and bring the product home and figure out how to do it. Failed many times, would take my failure to the supply house and ask them, what did I do wrong? And they would tell me, and then I would buy more product and come home and try again and fail again. And I spent lots of money trying to figure it out. But then once I figured it out, that's all I started doing to master and get really good at it. And if do my answers go too long? Do you want them short there?
Oh, if you want, however you want to.
Okay, because if the translation, you know. Okay.
So let me share about what you just said.
Okay.
So you started with
wet clay.
The wet clay. Okay. So aquí el señor Rob nos está contando que empezó hay diferentes materiales. Entonces uno de los materiales que empezó él a usar, que enseñó a usar, fue como un tipo de plastilina, tipo de barro, pero hay diferentes niveles de materiales. Entonces después decía él, bueno, quiero ver, ¿verdad?, cómo se hace este tipo de arte. Fue a diferentes profesionales que le empezaron a enseñar después. Le empezaron a enseñar después que había diferentes materiales como la silicona. Entonces ya empezó a estudiar el proceso. Para estudiar el proceso hubo muchos fracasos chicos en donde decía, ay, no me salió bien, ¿qué es lo que hice? Dice, un montón de veces regresaba a la tienda en donde vendían los materiales y a los profesionales para preguntarles, ¿qué es lo que hice esta vez? ¿Qué es lo que me faltó? ¿Y por qué no salió bien? ¿Y qué es lo que tengo que hacer? So, voy a decir una cosita extra que no estoy traduciendo ahorita, la estoy diciendo y luego se las traduzco a la gente de inglés. Pero una cosa que me gustó que dice él es, yo fui para atrás a decirles, díganme cómo lo hago. Entonces es algo muy importante, creo, en la vida, que está bien que digamos, ¿cómo hago esto y cómo lo mejoro? Porque eso nos va a hacer mejor. Y lo voy a traducir ahora en inglés. So one thing I added right now is that, what I like that you did is that you said, hey, wait a minute, let me go back to the supply house.
Yes.
And let me say, hey, look what I did. What happened? How come it didn't come out? And that was part of your learning. So
yes.
I said it's something super important, I feel, that we are able to go and ask for that feedback.
Yes.
And say, hey, look, correct me, because that's going to make you as a person better. And that's something you've used that's worked.
You always want to surround yourself with people that are better than you so you can become better yourself.
Nice.
Yes.
So siempre queremos rodearnos de personas positivas que son buenas o más mejores que nosotros, porque de ahí podemos aprender, ¿verdad?
Sí. Lo más importante que estoy escuchando es que nunca te debes rendir por tus sueños. Si algo no te sale, tienes que tratar hasta lograr lo que tú quieres, la perfección. Eso es lo bien importante, que Rob nunca se dio por vencido.
Exacto. Yeah, so she's like, the most important thing here is don't give up.
No.
So one thing is, you didn't give up.
No.
So don't, just don't stop.
The more you keep hearing no, well, now you're closer to a yes.
Yeah.
Because you've had so many no's.
Yeah.
Or, you've failed so many times. You're getting close to winning. You've seen those things, those memes out there where, they're digging a tunnel and they stop just before they get the gold and then they give up.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, perfect picture.
Right.
Y una cosa que dice, nos dio como una idea, una foto mental, que recuerden, cuando hemos visto que va un minero, va hacia la mina, está escarbando, no paran, porque luego si siguen escarbando, sale el oro, ¿verdad? Entonces eso nos recuerda de que no importa cuántos nos vayan a contestar diferentes gentes en el camino de que vamos aprendiendo, en el camino de nuestro aprendizaje, nuestra carrera, va a venir un sí. Entonces cuando venga ese sí, es como, ok, ya, estuvimos ahí bien, ya experimentamos mucho y nos hicimos más perfectos en nuestra carrera, en lo que hacemos.
Yo quiero saber qué piensa su esposa de su trabajo.
So, a quick question. what does your wife think about what you do, about your work? What did she say? Rob, what are you doing?
You're making a mess.
What's
My wife, she's so used to it now that it's just kind of normal. But every now and then I'll play a little trick on her, and I'll put one of these things, laying in our bed and put the blankets over it, or I'll lay it on the couch and put the blanket over her, so when she gets up to make her coffee, she forgets it's there. We gotta have fun, yes. But she backs me up 100%. In fact, I'll tell you, thank you to my wife, because I'm working so hard on this 24/7, it seems like. She doesn't ask me to go pick up the dog poop, take out the garbage. She helps me. She's my partner.
Yes.
And because of my wife, I am where I am today.
Wow.
So thank you, Anna Marie Cabasky.
That's
She's in the house, but
but
yeah, she's not here to see that. So maybe she'll see it on the
She'll
video
see
when
on
we
the-
get to see this.
Yes,
But
definitely.
Anna, you are my right arm. Babe. I love you.
We love you too.
Yeah, she because of her, I'm able to do what I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So aquí nos cuenta el señor Rob que dijimos, ¿qué es lo que dice tu esposa, verdad? Y nos dijo algo que nos empezamos a reír, que pone alguna cabeza de un monstruo, algo diferente que haya creado, se lo pone, de vez en cuando se lo pone ahí en la cama, y cuando se levanta es para que mire que hay otro nuevo monstruo, otra nueva persona. So, tienen un buen sentido del humor entre los dos. Dice, mi esposa me ha apoyado tanto que gracias a ella pues puedo tomar el tiempo de hacer todo el trabajo que hago aquí. Dice, no me ha pedido que yo vaya a recoger nada, ¿verdad? Fuera de la casa, recogerlo,
La caca del perro.
la caca del perro, nada de los trabajos extras. Dice, me deja que yo me enfoque aquí en mi trabajo. Entonces, si no fuera por ella, dice, pues no podría tener. Sí.
Yeah. Ok, otra cosa que le queremos preguntar, que si nos dice de qué materiales usa.
What other materials do you use? So you said the silicone, the wet clay,
Mhm.
right? Different ones. What
So-
about this one?
Okay,
we
so
have
this right here is a really good example of how this was made. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and that one in all these basically. So it first started out with a sculpture, okay, and then I sculpted a character, and this one was I mixed. I like to mix things, like, remember, but this one is mixed with a human being and a pig.
Mm-hmm.
So when I sculpted it, okay, this was a sculpture, and then I take hydrocal plaster and I carefully embed it with plaster. Okay. Then when the plaster gets hard, I flip it over and I dig out my clay. Very carefully, being very careful, because if you chip this, you're taking the detail away.
Right.
So then when I get close, I'll take a hose, because it's water clay, and I'll clean it all out. And then I've got just this mold. And then I mix up my silicone, excuse me, and then I pour it in there after I put the color that I want, because the silicone is clear. So I'll use flocking powders, oil paints, all different kinds of materials to get the colors that I want. And then I'll pour that in here, and then I slosh it around like this, keeping an eye on it. I'll slosh, and it takes about 10 minutes, and then it kicks off and it turns into a rubber. Okay. And then, so I did that, and now it's time to pull this out, and I figured I'd save this for your audience, and I will pull this out and show you how simple it is once you have the mold poured in. So I'm going to go ahead and cross my fingers and see what it looks like here. So let's pull this out.
So aquí
and-
vamos teniendo,
okay.
vamos teniendo al señor Rob, que nos está describiendo que pues usan diferentes tipos de materiales. Tienen la silicona, dice que hacen como una, ¿cómo se dice? Se revuelve como un polvo,
Una
los
plasta,
colores, una plastilina. Entonces se hace la forma de ¿cómo se dice? Del personaje que ha creado. Y dice, este personaje es lo mixto de la cara de un
humano.
De un humano
con
con la
un
cara
puerco.
de un puerco. So, los mixteó, ¿verdad? Para poder hacer este personaje. Y lo está sacando ahorita dice, lo empezamos a poner así la figura, pero luego le ponemos un tipo de como de plastilina que es claro. Y entonces
Rubber.
aquí salió, sale como un tipo de plástico ya.
Okay, so there's the sculpture.
right.
It's a negative. So I have it recorded. I've recorded my sculpture forever in this mold right here. And you can see
Oh, miren nomás.
it's
So
a,
este
it's
es
a little
una-
pig man.
Ah, eso es como un hombre
Puerco. Un hombre
puerco.
puerco.
Un hombre
Yeah.
puerco.
Se oyó feo, pero esta vez.
Very ugly. Very ugly.
Dice, está horrible, pero
But-
en este caso lo horrible es bueno. Es bonito. Wow.
And then now I'll paint it. And then
So, el siguiente paso
get
sería
that,
que
that
lo
wall mount right there.
pintaría,
That's similar. Yeah, that one.
ya sacándolo del molde, lo pinta. Y cuando
Okay.
lo pinta, puede ser que salga así como esto.
This is how we do it. And this is it's a different character, but this one's painted with eyes, teeth. It mounts on the
Este es
wall.
un diferente personaje, ¿verdad? Pero el mismo proceso hizo con este, en donde le puso ojos, le puso dientes, le pinta de diferentes cosas, le agregó pelo. You even added hair on this one. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So to add hair,
Mhm.
I'll use human hair, or I'll use horsetail hair. Animals have goats. Goats have good hair. I'll even go. I have 2 dogs in the house. I'll even go to my dog and snip the hair, and I'll use my dog hair. And then I take a sewing needle, that you sew with, and the eye of the needle where you put the thread through, I cut that in half to make it a fork, and then I'll mount that on a stick. And then I put my magnifying glasses on, and I grab the hair, and I poke each hair in one by one.
Nice.
And then I
Wow,
style.
so qué detalle, so detailed. El detalle que nos estaba platicando, porque le dije, dije que ¿verdad? También a este le agregó pelo. Dice, sí, este puede usarse, pues puede ser pelo de pájaro, puede ser pelo de caballo, de chicos perritos. Ajá, de perritos. Veces que voy a los perritos y les quito un poquito y luego los usa para su arte. Y de la manera que hace eso, dice, otra vez, one more time.
Do that one more time.
Eso está muy feo. Eso no quiero que sepan. It's so ugly.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's beautifully ugly.
Yes. When everybody says that's ugly, I'd say
Right.
thank you.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for, right? Yes. Yeah.
Estamos riéndonos porque le dio el beso y dice, cuando me dicen todos, ay, eso está bien horrible, dice gracias, porque en este arte pues es un complemento, ¿verdad? Pero decíamos sobre del pelo, dice, agarro la aguja y en el, ¿se dice el ojo de la aguja?
Sí.
Se le corta ahí, queda como una forma de cuchilla y en la cuchilla la usa, esa parte de la aguja la usa para encajar cada pelo uno a la vez. Entonces,
Uno
¿qué
by uno,
detalle?
one by one.
Uno by uno.
Yes.
Uno a la vez. So, mucho detalle, mucho trabajo, pero están bien horribles, bien bonitos.
Bien bonito. Así es que ya sabes, Eugenio Derbez, cuando necesites
Sí.
alguien que te haga tus personajes para los más feos que haces tú, aquí tenemos uno.
Aquí está con él, sí.
We're saying
So
about
we're
this, yeah.
Yeah, we're just saying, so there's a famous actor in the industry, and he's also a host, like a show host.
Mhm.
His name is Eugenio Derbez, and so he says, so listen, when you need anybody to do anything with art, any sculpting, here we go, we have the guy for you.
He uses
Thank
this.
you.
He uses
Yeah,
this.
he uses
Gracias.
this.
Gracias. Y por último queremos preguntarle los nuevos proyectos que tiene.
And last question, but not least, last question, what are some projects that maybe that you have planned or going on right now?
Got lots of them. I have a film crew here in my home state that we call a team.
Mhm.
And I'm starting to kind of really gel nice with that team. And I'm thinking I kind of want to start to work with them. But projects coming up, I do a lot of projects with them locally on a small scale so we can all learn. But on a big scale, I've got some really big movies in Illinois, in Costa Rica, Nicaragua.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, big,
Everywhere.
yeah, big movies. And also, too, a lot of my sculptures and stuff I'm all over the world, I get to say, because, and not too many people can say that. I'm very proud to be able to say that. I'm in India, I'm in Hong Kong, I'm in Australia, I'm all over the United States.
Wow.
I'm very proud.
Wow.
Very proud.
Good.
Yes, very proud.
That is,
Very,
Yes, that's
very
something
proud of
huge
that.
to be proud of.
Yes, thank you.
So, una de las cosas que decía, dice, tenemos diferentes proyectos, hacemos proyectos chicos con varias personas que ha trabajado antes, que los considera pues ya su equipo, pero también tienen proyectos grandes que tienen, por ejemplo, una película que va a salir en Illinois, y también tienen diferentes proyectos como en India, en diferentes partes del mundo, Nicaragua, Costa Rica también. Entonces dice, pues puedo decir que mi trabajo está por todo el mundo. Digo, bueno, eso es algo muy, muy grande para que también se sienta pues él muy bien y, ¿verdad? Tener, ¿cómo se dice? Sentirse proud.
orgulloso.
Sentirse orgulloso de todo su trabajo que ha hecho. Porque no nada más aquí en Arizona, pero sino que en otros estados, en otros países, en el mundo entero. Entonces sigue. Muy bien. Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Algo que quería comentarles yo acerca del señor Rob es que es un ser humano maravilloso que siempre está dispuesto a ayudar, y me gustaría que él nos contara un poquito. No le gusta hacerlo, pero me atrevo a preguntarle, porque cuando nos estaba comentando de que hay una niña en Los Ángeles que no tiene nariz, que él se la va a hacer, va a ir a India con otra niña que nació con alguna deformación, él va y les hace para que lo puedan hacer su cirugía. Y eso es algo, nos habla que es una persona noble, de gran corazón, que es infinitamente agradecido con el mundo por lo que Dios le ha dado.
Sí. So, you've talked to us about, what you do. This is work, this is your passion, this is everything for you. But you also shared with us earlier, and we wanted to bring it up because we think it's super important. So hopefully you're okay and comfortable with it. So I believe you said in India or in different places, there's 2 children that you mentioned to us that have struggled because maybe they didn't have a nose, and so you were going to go out there to help them is it by making them a nose? And so I think that's beautiful, because that just shows your big heart and how humble you are.
Yeah. I am on a big social media group for special effects artists all over the world. There's a few that I really study because I want to be that good. And I was on there, and I read this gal from Israel made a post, and she was asking for some help because this little girl who's 4 years old was born without a nose, and she was asking if somebody here in this group could make her a nose. And without hesitation, I said, I can do it, just casually, I can do it. And then one thing led to another, and then another, and then another. And then next thing I know, I'm on a video chat on the other side of the world, talking to the mother, meeting the girl, meeting her brothers, talking about the logistics and how we can kind of do this, explaining to the mother how this thing will attach. And also the girl that is interpreting, like we're doing today, they're speaking in Hebrew over there, and it's very pretty, kind of like your language. And just like we're doing now on video chat on the other side of the world, talking about how I'm going to get to Tel Aviv, Israel, with all the stuff that I need to make her a nose so she can look like her brothers.
Wow,
yeah, kind of. There's a little thing that they said that, when they said she just wants to look like her brothers, it like a dagger through my heart. And I said, I will do it for free. I'll go out there, you pick me up. So they're so grateful. They're going to take me and show me where Jesus was born and all these sites and everything. Yes. So it's just a beautiful thing. And then just the other day, somebody reached out to me on social media again. There's a guy that lives in Los Angeles. He was in the Vietnam War, and his face was blown off, and he wants to look normal. And so his best friend, reached out to me and asked me what I would charge to come and make him a nose. I said, nothing. He's a Vietnam veteran. Yes. I want to help the veteran. He's helped me live free and live my dream. Yes. So his best friend is secretly making arrangements so that they can come out here and I can make this man a nose because his face is very disfigured.
Wow.
And so I'm going to make him a prosthetic nose.
Yes.
His best friend said he's always wanted one. And so I think they're kind of trying to make it a little bit of a surprise for this man.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh my goodness, that warmed my heart.
I know.
So, una de las cosas que nos estaba contando es, sí, pues hay dos historias ahorita reciente que la primera estaba hablando de una niña que tiene apenas 4 años. Ella nació sin nariz. Y como no tiene su nariz, que ella siempre le dice a su familia, oh, mami, ¿verdad, papi? Yo quiero mirarme como mi hermano. Entonces dice, no, dice, ese me destrozó en mi corazón. Entonces él dijo, ya hicimos el contacto de que él dijo, yo le voy a ayudar. Y decían, ¿cuánto cobra para que venga para acá y le pueda hacer una nariz a mi hija? Y no les voy a cobrar nada. Y ustedes me llevan, yo voy y ahí estoy para hacer la nariz para su hija. So, esa es una de las cosas que va a hacer de su corazón. Y dice, y lo bonito que pues la familia, pues yo estoy en un lado del mundo, ellos están en el otro, en Israel. Entonces se ha conectado por videollamadas y así es como se han mantenido en contacto para poder hacer ¿verdad? Ayudar a la niña. Y la otra historia es de alguien que vive en el área de Los Ángeles. El área de Los Ángeles, en donde una persona que ha estado en el servicio es un señor veterano y a él también pues en el servicio le pasó una experiencia en donde su cara no está como lo tenía antes quizás por la guerra, por lo verdad, los químicos que pasa. Entonces también él ocupa ayuda con parte de su cara, de su nariz y se conectaron. Una persona de ella, un amigo de la persona, se conectó con el señor Rob y dijo, oye, ¿cuánto nos cobras para que vengas y hagas una nariz o hagas lo que tenga que hacer para ayudarle al señor a que tenga su cara un poquito más normal, que es lo que él quiere? Dice, él quiere ser normal. Entonces dijo, nada. Dice, tú me dices cuándo y yo voy y lo hacemos. Entonces, mucha pasión por el arte, pero también mucha humildad, ¿verdad? Humildad. Y pues él sigue haciendo lo que le gusta y con esto ayuda a la gente.
Sí. Bueno, te queremos dar las gracias. Muchísimas gracias por la entrevista.
We'd like to thank you so much for being here with
Very
us.
welcome.
And
I'm
we
honored.
mentioned, you just have just such a humble heart. Lots of passion, but such a humble heart. And so that's beautiful. We need more people like you.
We do.
We
do.
Sí, un artista con un gran corazón, un humano
You're an
que
artist
necesitamos
with a big
muchos
heart,
humanos
you're
como tú.
human, and we need humans just like you, humble
Amen.
and caring.
Amen. And like you.
So,
And your wife.
And my wife.
Yes, your wife.
Yes.
Rob, me gustaría que me hablaras acerca de esta escultura que tienes aquí atrás.
So Rob, we'd like for you to talk to us about this specific sculpture
Okay.
that you have back here. Very detailed, I see.
Yeah, very detailed sculpture. This is a 1/6 scale sculpture. And this is what we call like sculpture over an armature. Okay, so this is made out of sculpey clay. And this is just a normal piece of wood. And I drill 2 holes and I put wire down in there, which is the armature. And then I put aluminum foil on the armature. And then I start sculpting out the anatomy. And that's what this is. These are one-offs. I can't make a mold of this because it's too intricate and detailed with undercuts and stuff like that. So this is something that is an original that I made, and there will never be another one like it because you can't make a mold and reproduce it because it's so much detail.
There's so much detail.
Yeah.
So esta escultura la formó, no tiene como un modelo en donde vimos que sacó la cara del puerco y del hombre, pero este es algo que construyó con diferentes materiales, la plastilina, ¿verdad? Aluminio, un fierro, lo tuvo que poner así en medio para que se pueda parar y se seque bien. Entonces lo hizo. Hay muchos detalles, por eso no hay manera de hacer un modelo. Wow, sí, mucho detalle, ¿verdad? So it's got a lot of detail, and so I was just describing a little bit in a general sense of what you said, how you made it. There's no like frame for it. It's really like you build it up from different layers of different
just created
materials.
this from nothing. This was in here.
Yes.
And that's something I want to teach little kids. you know, with the right age group and everything, I'm getting real close to getting myself into art classes, like at a high school level, for example. And I would like to teach these kids like I was taught when I was in high school. I would like to teach these kids, like my art teacher taught me, how to navigate through this thing. And there might be one little kid out of 20 that just might turn into something like this someday.
Yes, get inspired.
And I would really love to inspire a little guy or girl. You know, we can make anything, you know, for guys and girls. I've got, you know, really monster-like Tinkerbells that I've made and everything that are all old. Their wings are all rotten, and he's got a beard, and girls love that stuff. So, you know, I want to share my knowledge with kids, boys and girls, and inspire.
Yes. So, una de las cosas que nos dice, ¿verdad? Dice, estoy así de cerquitas porque quiere ir a enseñar a niños o niñas, a estudiantes, quizás de las escuelas, en donde él puede enseñarlos a construir y hacer unas esculturas así detalladas, así como estas. Empezar con algo chico y enseñárselos, dice, porque quizás, al igual como a él, lo inspiró un maestro en tiempo de high school, lo inspiró a que aprendiera a hacer las esculturas y de ahí empezó con cosas más grandes, a aprender el arte. Quizás, dice, puedo inspirar a los niños o a las niñas que me miren y que yo les enseñe ese arte y cómo lo hagan y que en algún futuro ellos empiecen con algo así como yo. Entonces, él quiere dar para atrás a la comunidad con ayudar a los estudiantes y está viendo cómo hacer eso muy pronto.
Bueno, muchísimas gracias. Le queremos dar las gracias por estar con nosotros, por esta magnífica entrevista y por el gran ser humano que tú eres.
Well, thank you so much. You know, we'd like to thank you because you're just such a great, amazing human being, you know, humble, passionate about what you do, and thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me, and thank you for doing this. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ya
Bye-bye.
ustedes en casita, gracias. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 28, your order's ready? Your order's ready? Number 28.
Excuse me. Yes, our food is that irresistible. Find out for yourself by visiting one of our locations.